How to play
Radlands.
2 players, ages 14 and up, playtime 20 to 40 minutes.
Radlands is a two-player game set in a post-apocalyptic world where tribes battle over the most precious resource, water. Players take turns collecting water, resolving and progressing events, and performing actions in order to damage or destroy each other's people and camps. The first person to destroy all 3 of their enemy's camps wins. Components:
Person cards, event cards, camp cards, 2 water silo cards, 2 raiders cards, water discs, extra water discs, and player aid cards.
Setup:
Shuffle and place the pink draw deck in the middle along with the black water discs. Shuffle the camp deck, then deal 6 cards to each player. Each player will choose 3 camp cards and put the other 3 along with the other unused camps back in the box. Place your camp cards face down in a row, then reveal them at the same time. If this is your first time playing, use these camp cards instead. One player takes the garage, railgun, and supply depot, then the other takes the reactor, cannon, and victory totem. Each player places a water silo, raiders, and player aid in a column to the right. Then place 3 white water discs in each player's area. Look at the numbered rectangles at the bottom left of your camp cards, then draw that many cards into your hand. Then flip a water disc. If it lands on the water side, you go first. Otherwise, the other player goes first.
Play area.
The first column of your play area is the event queue, moving from 3 to 1 away from you. The next 3 columns consist of a camp following up to 2 people cards each. When a camp or person card has no card in front of it, it is considered unprotected. The last column is reserved for your water silo when it isn't in your hand, and the raiders when it's not in the event queue. If a card says to spend water without placing it on it, place that water next to the draw deck to indicate that it's been spent this turn.
Turn sequence.
On each player's turn, they will resolve and progress event cards down the event queue, replenish their water by collecting 3 white water discs, then perform any number of actions.
Events.
If there is already an event card in the number 1 space, resolve its effect then discard it. If it's your Raiders card, resolve it then put it back in your play area. Then progress all events forward by 1 space.
Actions.
You may perform any of the following actions in any order any number of times. Play, draw, or junk a card. Take the water silo or use an ability.
Play a person card.
Pay its water cost by placing it on the card, then place the card in front of a camp even if it's destroyed. If there is already a person card there, you may place it in front or behind that card. If you place it behind another person card, then it's protected. Otherwise, it's unprotected. You may not have more than 2 people cards in front of a camp. A person played this turn is not ready, so you can't use any of its abilities this turn. It's also not ready if it was just restored, one of its abilities was used, or if it's damaged.
Play an event card.
Event cards are played in the event queue on the space corresponding to the number in the little bomb icon on the card. There can only be 1 card per spot, so if there's already an event card there, you can't play it right now. If you can place it, pay its water cost on the card and place it in the queue. Level 0 event cards are resolved immediately and never placed in the queue.
Draw a card.
Spend 2 water and draw a card. That's it.
Take the water silo.
Spend 1 water to take your water silo into your hand. You can keep this in your hand as long as you want, then junk it to gain an extra water. This is good if you don't want to waste a leftover water or need more than 3 on a future turn.
Use an ability.
Abilities can be found in black boxes on camps and people cards. If the card is ready, you can use its ability by paying the water cost onto it and then resolving the text and effect icons. If the cost is 0 water, place a black water disc on it with the not ready side facing up.
Junk a card.
Resolve the effect icon on the top left and then discard the card from your hand.
Card types. Camp.
Camp cards have a black border, name, initial draw amount, abilities, and traits.
Person.
A person has a white border, name, water cost, junk effect, ability, and traits.
Punk.
A punk is a person with no abilities or traits, represented by a face-down card from the deck. Don't ever look at the other side of the punk card. I mean it. A punk is immediately destroyed when damaged and returned to the top of the deck.
Event.
Event cards have a striped border, name, water cost, junk effect, event effect, and a numbered bomb symbol indicating where it is initially placed in your event queue.
Effect icons. Damage.
Damage a person or camp that is unprotected unless otherwise specified. Turn the card sideways to indicate that it's damaged. If it's already damaged or a fresh punk, destroy it instead.
Destroy.
Destroyed people are discarded. Camps are flipped over. Punks are returned to the top of the draw deck.
And don't look at them. Injure.
Damage a person. Not a camp, just a person. Oh, that wasn't nice at all.
Restore.
Rotate a damaged card to its upright position. If it's a person, then mark it as not ready by flipping a water disc over to the negative side.
Draw.
Draw a card from the draw deck.
Gain punk.
You may place the top card of the draw deck face down in any one of your columns. A punk is a person with no abilities and are destroyed if damaged at all. Never look at the other side of a punk. If you do, a group of punks will come skate all over your yard and ruin your precious little rose garden. You want that? I didn't think so.
Don't look at it. Extra water.
Gain 1 extra black water disc until the end of your turn. If there aren't any black discs left, borrow one from your enemy for a sec. All extra water is returned to the supply at the end of your turn.
Raid.
Play or advance your Raiders card. If your Raiders card is not in the event queue, place it at the number 2 spot if it's empty. If it's already in the queue, advance it forward 1 space if available. If it's already at the number 1 space, then resolve its effect by forcing your opponent to choose to damage one of their camps.
Oh.
Then put it back in your play area. What?
Ending the game.
Whoever destroys all their enemies' camps immediately wins. If the draw deck runs out, shuffle the discard pile to form a new deck. If it runs out a second time, the game ends in a draw.
Strategeries.
Your raiders are a key source of damaging your opponent's camps, so make sure you keep it in the event queue as much as possible. Some cards may cost more than the standard 3 water that you get each turn, so be sure to plan ahead for this by taking your water silo into your hand so you can get an extra water to pay for those expensive cards. Also be sure to protect your most valuable people by putting some punks in front of them, but don't be mean about it, punks are people too.
The end.
I'd like to give a huge thanks to Lionheart Hobby for donating Radlands for this tutorial. To get your copy of Radlands, check out the link in the description. Please like and subscribe below, and let us know what you thought in the comments, or if you have any other ideas for future tutorials. If you like to look at pictures, follow Board Game Tutorials on TikTok and Instagram. Also, check out BoardGameTutorials.com and sign up for our newsletter.